Everyone, this is Lily from Lily Sin Barreras. Welcome to our tribe. I'm going to give you a chance to connect. I started a few minutes earlier because I wanted to invite you guys to two different things. There is a lot of people asking me, Lily, when are you going to hit the streets again? I am going to start around the holidays. And a lot of people say, well, why around the holidays? Is because I think we got to show even more and more and more love. There's a lot of people that don't have a place to go, what to do, don't ever get a present. So we're going to eliminate that with food and things of that nature. I want to welcome you to Lily Sin Barreras. Bienvenidos a Lily Sin Barreras. Siempre están conmigo. Los quiero mucho, 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 mucho. I have some stuff to share with you. Our guest today, she is going to rock the house. I met her at an event thanks to our sister, Misoti Santiago, who you guys already know. We have a couple of shows with her. She is the author of God's Diamond. She keeps going and going and going and going and going. She is in the path of victory. You know how I feel. About connecting with people that really inspire me, then I bring them to you. I do not do pre-interviews or prepping unless something can put someone in danger, in physical danger. So that said, I am going to give you the opportunity to listen to our guest today, as you usually do, participate, but at the end, you got a really good prize. So I hope that you all consider participating today. But I got something that I learned yesterday, and I want to share it with you guys because it really blew me out of the water. And if you hear me a little bit under the weather, it is nothing. I feel fine. I'm just tired. We've been doing a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of work. It's all great stuff. It's all stuff that needs to be done. They're great opportunities, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much for supporting us and being here with us because we need you. We need you. We need you. We need everybody in the tribe. Everybody in the tribe needs to be with us. So that said, I want to thank some people who are always, always checking up on me. Somebody sent me a little note last night because I made a video and I was already in my robe. I had my pajamas underneath that, and they wanted to know if I was okay. I am okay. I promise you, I am okay. Don't you worry about it. I'm good. I'm all good. Nothing that rest can't take care of. So I hope that you would take some time to self care today. But I want to tell you a couple of things that I practice, and it makes me feel really good about my practice, about the tools that I use to keep myself in touch with that tribe and that circle that I talk to you guys all the time. The importance que sí, bienvenida. Vamos a hablar un poquito y si no, algo más de lo que está pasando allá para el equipo de voleibol en Puerto Rico. Y le voy a pedir a todo el mundo que se mantenga ahí pegaditos, a que compartan, 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 para que escuchen quién viene con nosotros hoy, pero al mismo tiempo, para que escuchen las cosas maravillosas que está haciendo nuestra juventud, que sí es una madre guerrera que vive, reside boricua en Puerto Rico y siempre está detrás de sus hijas tratando de acompañarlas y llevarlas cerca de sus sueños y si no, logrando sus sueños. O sea, lo que ustedes, algunos de ustedes se conectan y comparten. Quiero dejarles saber que tres preguntas se me han hecho. La pregunta que ya le contesté, ¿cuándo regresamos a hacer nuestras actividades en la calle? When do we hit the streets? I already answered that question. La segunda pregunta que me han hecho es, Lily, ¿por qué hay tanto inglés en el programa? You know what? You got to stick to the people that support you and come on and say yes and inspire you. I am not dividing on the show at all. Never have, never will. We'll bring on the topics y siempre voy a tener temas, tópicos, discusiones. Voy a compartir cosas que yo encuentro que puedan ser um, beneficiosas para nuestro pueblo. And when I talk about our community, I talk about our community, anybody who chooses to be part of our community, anybody who's given me a hug, anybody who wants to be part of it. right? So a lot of people worry about numbers, numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers. I worry about quality, 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 quality. So tomorrow we are going to be supporting one of our sisters. You guys know her, Sunshine Marisol Wick. She will be presenting in Brantford. Wandy, welcome. In Brantford, Wandy is going to be kind enough to drive. I love my girl. She's a tribe member, and she is going to be driving us all the way over there. And I'm from Bristol, so I make it sound like it's a 3 hour, drive or whatever. But my girl is from Texas, learning how to drive, so she drives like a maniac. Don't tell her I said that. That said, we will be there tomorrow supporting our sister Marisol, because that's what we do, right? We support one another. You'll see me looking at two screens like I always do, so I can see your comments. They come out quicker on one screen versus the other. Um, the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that I heard someone, and I mentioned this a little bit last night, but I just want to like go in there if you allow me to. Um, I heard someone stand up in front of a group and say, listen, you are my community. I am in charge of guiding and leading and doing all of those great things um, for you. And there was a mistake that took place. Hola, bendiciones, Angélica, ¿cómo estás? Vi la foto que posteaste, muy guapa, muy linda. Corazoncitos para Angélica, Dios mío, guapísima. Cada vez que veo una foto nueva, estás guapísima. So where was I? No sé, se me perdió el hilo. Se perdió el hilo. We gotta support one another. Marilyn, ¿cómo estás? Dios te bendiga. Marilyn es parte del equipo o es la jefa, no le digan al equipo que yo dije la jefa, pero es la jefa. De lo que está sucediendo aquí en Butt Ads, que son los que crean todo ese fancy dancy cosa para mí en la página. Pero quería dejarles saber a todos ustedes, gracias a ti, hermosa, a todos ustedes, que a través de los mensajes que hacemos, el café con Lili, ellos se encargan de todo eso, pero lo que quiero decir es que el café con Lili son temas que me llegan, ¿verdad? Que lo compartí con alguien, que alguien compartió algo conmigo, que estoy sintiendo algo, así bien transparente, lo más que yo pueda, para que así espero que inspire a alguien a hacerlo ellos también. ¿Verdad? A conectarse, hablar el uno con el otro, apoyarse el uno con el otro, el romper barreras el uno con el otro. Pero lo que les estaba contando, llegó el pensamiento de nuevo. Tuve la oportunidad de estar en la presencia de una persona que estaba corazón roto, hablando de lo que ellos consideraban un fracaso, ¿verdad? Ah, delante de personas. Y lo mencioné un poquito anoche. Pero ¿saben cuánta valentía toma estar enfrente de un grupo y decir, mira, yo soy el líder, aquí ha llegado la doctora, yo soy el líder, I can hear you, doc, don't worry, nobody else can hear you. Um, how are you? You want to hug me? That's going to be very soon, I'm sure. Very, very, very soon, I'm sure. Um, so, do you see? I even took a shower for you. I even took a shower. So, Doc, seems like you're busy, so we'll get to you in 1 second if you don't mind. I'm just letting people know what's going on. I want to ensure that anybody who's brave enough and who invites me to listen to them and pour their heart out, it doesn't matter what kind of so-called leadership position they're in. I'm a huge admirer of people who can stand there and say, listen, I think I failed and I failed you. My response always is, and we're going to get to Doc's book because it's in her book. So I thought about divine intervention. I thought I already read this book and I'm at this meeting where somebody is pouring out their heart. And I thought, how brave is this person? How brave is this person? But other people took it as maybe they should not have said anything. And I thought, Why the freak not? I love you more when you're honest with me. I can jump on the wagon with you when you're honest with me. Let's cook, let's clean, let's build, let's design, let's do whatever we need to do. And one of the reasons I wanted to say this before Doc came in is that my tribe, Bud's dad, who does all of my, designing kind of stuff. I don't do none of that. I'm still trying to figure out how to do a reel. I don't know none of that. However, Doc added some seasoning to it. So if my ego was involved, put your ego in check. If my ego was involved, I would have said, we didn't do that. I'm putting that up. But you know what I did? I was like, damn, she took the time to design for us as well. Coño, as we say in Puerto Rico, it's like, damn. I was like, I gotta post this. I gotta post it. So careful, focus. Don't let your ego get in your way. We all have an ego. It has a purpose. It has a purpose. But had I let my ego get in the way, because we do that a lot, right? This is my show. This is how I do it. This is how I'm supposed to put it. I would have said, I'm not putting that up. So if you guys saw the dancing thing that was happening, that was Doc who put it up there. And we're going to call her Doc to give that attribute that we don't give women all the time. You know what I'm talking about? So we're bringing her on, ladies and gentlemen, with you, the woman who's a powerhouse. I met her in the most humbling settings that you can imagine, without having any idea what she had done, without any idea of what her resume, and she's shy with what she sent me, because I did my own research, because, if you're going to do a show, you got to know what you're doing. Powerhouse, kind, generous, and even cried tears with the sisters who were at this event. So, ladies and gentlemen, sharing the stage with us, here you have. Here is Doc with us. And you see underneath Doc, welcome to my tribe on Lily Sin Barrera. Bienvenida.
How do I
Welcome.
say that? And Alisa bienvenida. How do I say that?
Así mismito, rapidito, as long as you roll your eyes. Underneath, there you
Rápido.
go. Hey, rápido is good. Rápido means fast. That's good. You
Hi,
guys are going
guys.
to you guys are going to see her book. I'm going to pop it up there a couple of times and go bring it down so we can go all of Doc's face right here and all of that energy. I want to tell you a little bit, Doc, why I chose to bring you on the show, right? So I got to connect. Yo tengo que conectar con la gente. And sometimes that doesn't mean that I even talk to you. That means that you said something, that you treated someone a certain way. And while you were speaking at this gathering that our sister Misotti Santiago put together for us, you were hugging people. You were engaging with other people. I didn't even know who you were. And then you stand up there and we're like, oh, she's a doc. Oh, she's a producer. Oh, she's these things. Oh, 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 oh. A lot of oh happening. We could have added some drums to that. Oh, 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 and dance to that. But her kindness and generosity towards other prior to her picking up the mic. That's what I look for. That's the inspiration. And she even cried with us, which I thought was beautiful. Because tears can clean the soul and give us some freedom. So, ladies and gentlemen, no longer do, but I'm going to just drop in here a couple of nuggets for you guys because it's only an hour that we have her. I'm sure you guys are going to want her back. Yo sé que la van a querer de regreso porque esa mujer es boom, boom. Ella es the CEO and executive director, award-winning motivational keynote speaker, celebrity coach. Boom. That's just like the first sentence. What the heck? That's like
That's
the first
God.
sentence. First sentence. That was it. I was like, what? All of this. So she has taken, from what I read from the book, and I only got one book of the many books that she has written, and I will share that with you. I have a whole bunch. Misotti laughs at me because she knows I do it. I have a whole bunch of yellow stickers, Doc. I'll let you speak in a moment. I promise. That no, hey, gotta do my work. Wouldn't you be embarrassed if I didn't do my work? You should be annoyed at me if I don't do my work. But I want to start the show with this, and then you can take it from there, Doc. Whatever
Okay,
feeds,
okay.
yeah, you give me permission to do that?
Do it. Do whatever let God have his way. Let God have
Amen,
his way.
amen. Whatever. This is on page 133. I thought that was very interesting. 133. Just
All right,
saying.
tell me why after you finish reading that.
One is for an angel, 33 is Jesus Christ, right? So check it out. It's 133. I thought that was very interesting. Touched my heart. But I'll talk to you guys about that later. Whatever feeds your soul, chase it down. Chase it. She's not talking about follow it, go after it. It's chase it. Chase means you're going. That's it. You put your gloves on, you put your sneakers, whatever it is, you're going. Chase it down. You know what chasing down means? Is you're going to get it. For some of you that grew, well, maybe you guys are too nice, but I grew up in a place that sometimes you had to throw down, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so when we were chasing you, we were going to catch you. And when they were chasing
Absolutely.
you, they were going to catch you. So you had to learn how to run. Chase it down and keep it on the menu. Ba-boom. Again, on the menu. Keep it on the
Yes.
menu. On the menu. So that means it's one of your recipes. If you go to a restaurant that you like very much, what do you look at? The menu. And if they have something on that menu that you love, you keep going back and back and back and back and back, right? That
Yes.
is your prey.
Yes.
So we are allowed to do this. This book is called Noon Jewels, and I think is going Noon Jewels Street Doctor, which I think it's awesome, but it's only one of many. So I've made many stickers here. So I'm going to drop some nuggets of what I've learned. The girls are already trying to snatch it from me because that's how we do. Not everybody can afford a book, so we do our own little kind of gathering and library and discuss it. So we're going to do that.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We do that. We do that because we have to, right? So
Right.
with you, ladies and gentlemen, no delay, Dr. Jacquelyn A. Wilson. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Hi, guys.
Doc, talk to
Peace
us.
and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings, everyone. Can you hear
I,
feedback? Oh, that's just
I
me.
can hear a little bit of feedback, yes. Um, I think it might be your headphones, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We can get through
I,
it.
I put them on because I figure I hear you better.
Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Perfectly.
Okay, good, good, good. So tell us, Doc, where do you come from?
Oh, man. I come from the streets of New York City. Born in
Woohoo!
Staten Island, New York. Born in Staten Island, New York. Raised in East New York, Brooklyn. Eight, uh, 70s, baby. 80s, Brooklyn, crack era was really, really rough and tough. The times that I was growing up. So that is where I'm from. Between Staten Island and Brooklyn. I'm from New York, but grew up back and forth between Brooklyn and Staten Island. Both families are, from my mother's family and my father's family. So I had Staten Island and Brooklyn. Both.
In your dedication of your book, I thought it was such a smooth. I got my own dedication, y'all. That's my ego. I got my own, which is beautiful. But you do such a good job presenting your mentors, your loved ones, and they're intertwined sometimes. The people who actually told you stuff that you might not wanted to hear, but that you're grateful for. How do you get to that point?
Um, which point?
The point where you can actually see the people who love you, who are giving you mentorship. And then at the time, you may not receive it all, but later on, you realize, hey, that was an investment in me, even if I didn't want to hear that at the time. And you bring them up.
Right. Um, because I'm a firm believer in giving flowers, giving our roses to the people who pour into us, to the people who teach us things, even the things we don't want to hear. the truths we
Mm,
don't want to know, the painful stuff. I also have more than one mom, right? So I
mm.
have I have four moms, right? I have four moms, right?
You're blessed.
Um, my mentor, Aisha Sekou, who is the founder of Street Corner Resources, one of the number one hardest working gun violence organizations in Harlem. Um, she's out there on the front lines for years before she even began to get funded, interjecting, intercepting gun violence, saving people's lives, people whose children's brains getting blown out, funerals, mothers, fathers, Harlem Hospital. Um, someone like her, hard act to follow, someone who was able to pour into me and be that absentee mom, because my mother's still living through the grace of God, suffering many ailments, still fighting, battling, but um, the inability to do some of the things that these women that God has placed in my life as blessings to mother me and nurture me in ways that my mom may have not been available to do those things. So that is one of my mentors. And I have Chandra Heath, who is another one that I look up to. Um, Very amazing, strong woman in business, accountant over 30 years. Then I have Glenda Evans, who was my MTA mom when I was driving a bus for the city of New York. I met her, um, from supervisor to other mother to second mother, right?
Wow.
And my spiritual mother, Dr. Catherine Barrett Lane. So these women are like roses in my garden. They're roses in my garden. God has blessed me with them. I acknowledge them at the highest respects as a mom. They give me all the pieces, all the pieces. That's why they say it takes a village. That is my maternal village. I don't see them all the time. We don't get to talk all the time. And I also have a surrogate grandmother now, Miss Tina Garrett, phenomenal woman. She just turned 76. She is an amazing woman. We connected right away. Something like when I met you at the park. It's something about um the way certain I put my do not disturb on and it's still messages are still coming. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I'm
You,
sorry
you.
if you hear
I don't hear
the
anything.
oh, okay, because I hear it. So I'm like you. I met her at an event I gave, Women on the Water. And from the day we met, I knew that there was something kinetic there. There was there's this vibe and this energy and something about a good hug.
Mm, and she can
People could
hug.
be yeah, you can hug. You can hug. You're a great hugger. And not only it like you said, it maybe for me, you didn't know me yet. And my bio, I am my bio. My bio is my daily work. I feel like bios are like overrated sometimes because that's what we've done. Who are you now? So when I
Mhm.
send you my bio, I did that yesterday, but we change every day. Who am I now? So my bio is who I am now. It's my daily work. I've done other things outside of the things that I've done in that bio previously. So when I met you, it's like your smile. It was the hug and the smile for me that I was just like, this lady warms my heart. Like you ever meet people that warm your heart? Um, those women warm my heart. My surrogate grandma, because I have no grandmothers, warmed my heart, Miss Tina Garrett. And those people, they make me who I am. Those people are the people that I run to and I go to when I need to be poured into, when I need to be nurtured, when I need that motherly love. Um, my mom can't walk. My mom can't make events. My mom can't be on social media. My mom can't she can feel and know all the things that I do. I do these things because I know that she is my biggest cheerleader. I make her extremely proud and happy. I'm able to do a lot of the things she was not able to do due to choices that she's made in her life that has gotten her where she may be right now. So I go extra harder because of that. I go extra harder because my father's life was taken so early and he's not here. I go extremely hard for them. And I hope I answered your question.
You more than answered my question. I don't know about you guys, pero una de las cosas más maravillosas es que ella le puede dar crédito a todas aquellas personas que están en un espacio donde no le podían dar todo lo que ella necesitaba. I think it's beautiful that you can appreciate people's struggles, not take them on, right? Because this is the breakdown, right? You appreciate people's struggles, take what they could give you, and still love them enough to present the gratitude for what they poured into you. And the fact that you are still saying that you are so doing so many things to make them proud leads me to believe that you feel that they gave you what they could give you at the moment. Um, and I think that is true verb of love, because to me, love is a verb. You know, it's not just I love you. Verb is ongoing. It's fluid. It's moving, and it sounds like you've been able to do this. Now, your bio is so impactful that if I read your bio and I had to break it down, it would take us hours. So I just want people to know that you have traveled through channels that most people would have said, screw it, I'm not doing that. That's too hard.
Yeah,
That's too
yeah,
scary. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Did I bring tears?
No, no.
Okay. Tell me the mascara, please. I'll feel better. Um, I want everybody to know that you have taken on projects, movements, awareness. You're in the trenches. You're not someone who got a degree and went to pop themselves into the office. You're a boss. You're a leader. You're an activist. You're a woman of God. So these are many, many, many roles wrapped into one person. But the way that you're
Yeah,
able to pour this kind of love, I'm telling you, in the book, and I got yellow stuff going on here, these are my notes, right? So on page 43, ladies and gentlemen, roots, leaves, and branches. So her book not only dedicates, I love this picture of her as well on page 39, but it gives you reflection for each section, which allows you, it's a personal intake, right? And it allows you to say, huh, are things rocky? Huh, what's happening in my life? It's about you. It's not about her. It's about you. So you can do this in your own time. You can take it one day at a time. You can do whatever it is. One will speak to you more than another, but then one will provoke a thought that you want to go back to the other one. So
hmm
you in this book allow for the invitation of permission. How many of us need permission, Doc, in your experience? It's like we need permission, right?
a
Permission to
lot.
cry.
And you know what? When we learn that all we need is permission from the man above, it just makes things so much easier. We don't need validation from the outside, but we feel as though we need that permission, and we truly don't. We truly don't. We just need to allow ourselves. We just need to it just needs to be okay with you. If it's okay with you that you're doing this and you're chasing that and you feel this way, and we just need to feel our feelings. A lot of us are not free enough to feel our feelings.
Doc,
We are
Doc, you got to go back because that's too much that's a jewel in itself. Could you tell us that again?
we need to feel our feelings. A lot of us
Woo!
need to feel our feelings. It's difficult because we do so much. We here, we there, we're working, we're doing this, we're holding this together. We got kids, we got husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, situationships, friends we want to be there for. We want to be that person that everyone can lean back on, and then we look behind and there's no one there. When
Mm.
we fall, there's nobody behind us. There's no one there. And, I'm just coming to terms like with roots, leaves, and branches. Every affirmation or quote or chapter that's in that book is me speaking through my own personal self experience and what my definition of that experience is. And I try to write it and make it as clear as possible for the readers, and not just for um people who have walked that walk, but for some people who don't understand what people look like who've walked that walk. Sometimes we don't know what they look like. We don't know what their mannerisms are, what their character is like, what their experiences have done to them. This is what we look like. And that's my philosophy. People are like roots, leaves, and branches. So my mentors and the people that I did my dedication to, those are my roots. Those are my root people. No matter what I do, they ain't going nowhere. Can't get rid of them. They are forever. Cut the tree down, the root will still be there. And then you have the leaves and the branch people. And those are the people, the branchy people that they prick you and it hurts. And you forgive them. And every time you love them so much that you put yourself out there and you want them back in your life. And they're going to prick you again. But you miss them, and you don't value your self boundaries enough. You haven't loved you enough. You're not tired yet. So you put yourself in a circle with these people, and because they're cousins and sisters and brothers, and you care about these people and ex-boyfriends or dates that you shouldn't be going on, you put yourself in an environment with these people. You know they're gonna prick you, and they do, but you still go because of the history. You're loyal and dedicated to history, and you're not loyal and dedicated to your self boundaries. You put yourself out there with those people, these branch people, they prick you. And then you have the Levy people. They come and go. You only see them when they want something. You only see them when they need something. Now it's fall. They blowing this color. They're orange today. And then they drop off the trees. They go with the wind. They're loyal to nothing. Opportunity controls their loyalty. Wherever there's an opportunity, that's where they are. You cannot rely on these people. And that is where that philosophy came from for that chapter of roots, leaves, and branches. It just all made sense to me. Like, you looked at people like a tree. Nature and humanity is neck and neck. Nature and humanity, animals, people. Just look at the animals. You just look at the animals. Snakes do what snakes do.
Woo! I hope y'all taking notes.
Snakes do what snakes do. I have on my podcast a segment where I was talking about the animals in the wilderness. Who are the people in your wilderness? Who are the people that you would choose to battle in your wilderness with? Who would you want on your team? I would want someone with hippopotamus faith. I need hippopotamus faith. And I said that. I need people with hippopotamus faith. I need lions, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I need lions. You know why I need hippopotamus? I don't need hippopotamus because they're the most feared. I need hippopotamus because they are the most respected. And I need the faith on my team to be that big. I need you to know that we're gonna make it across this river. If I can't pray for me, your faith's big enough to pray for us. We're gonna get across this river. Even with these crocodiles. Crocodiles, I don't need snakes on my team. Because where there's a snake, there's a rat. You see
Woo!
a snakes, you
Preach.
see rats. I don't need a snakes on my team because where there's a snakes, there's a rat. And snakes eat rats,
Mm.
right?
Oh yeah.
Snakes
Oh
eat
yeah.
rats. I don't need vultures on my team. I don't need you coming around later to grab up everything. I don't need those people. I don't need vultures on my team. Vultures come for the scraps. All the work is done. Now here you come. We out here all year putting in all this work. Now here you come. They eat anything. I don't need hyenas on my team. They eat each other. I don't need anybody that's sizing me up that's willing to eat me too. You are so low to the food. You are so grimy. You will eat you too. Hyenas will eat each other. But a lion will not eat a hyena. It'll kill it. It will never eat it. It'd rather starve than eat it. So I need those type of people who have standards. Like it's just certain things I'm not gonna do. The lions have more integrity than hyenas. But we went too far. So
No, we have
we
not.
went too far.
We have not, Doc. Can I disagree with you? We have not. There is a purpose of having you here today. For anybody, and I do this platform and I use it this way. For anybody who's seen me with my baseball cap out there, no makeup, all of that kind of stuff. And they always ask me, why do you do that if you're in the public eye? I'm like, secondary. I'm here to serve, right? Because service is what I was called for. And I served in many ways, right? And I learn all the time. And when I get quiet, people get nervous. And I'm like, I'm soaking it in. I need to be fed just like you need to be fed, right? And that's where the books come in. That's when my prayer time comes in. That's when, like I'm reading something and I go, this is bullshit. And I throw it away. I'm like, oh no, you're not going to convince
Wow.
me of crap like that. No, I throw it away. I'm like, you're not going to comprehend. No, 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 no. But here's one that I love. And Saimi, who's in here, who's a warrior. You're going to love Saimal when you meet her.
How do I see this again? Can we?
Oh,
I
it's
can watch
gonna
this
be
on
there.
Facebook.
Yeah, and you're gonna watch it, you're gonna share it, you're gonna do whatever you want because you're gonna see the people, you're gonna see their
Cause I
comments.
shared it, but I don't know if my people are watching. I don't know where they
They'll
at.
come, they'll come. Um, when your heart is too big, you love too deep and get screwed too hard. I'm breaking this in two pieces. So I'm gonna read it again. When your heart is too big, Saimi hala, Wandi hala, Jolly hala, Maguda hala. Because we've had this conversation. When your heart is too big, you love too deep, and you get screwed too hard. Come.
Come on, by the people that linger too long.
This is where I was like, boom. Lately, that's like my thing. I think it's my African roots. I hear it, it's like by the people that linger too long. Again, comma, by the people that linger too long. I always tell y'all that be careful with people. We're not evaluating your partners. We're not evaluating your collaborators, your tribe, people who hang around you. The
Mm-hmm.
snakes. You hear them sometimes. You like just hear them and you're still going, oh, but let me give them a chance. I ain't dancing with no snakes. I ain't dancing with no snakes.
Those days are over.
Exactly. And one of the things that I tell younger women than me is that I feel blessed because I gained wisdom from women who were older than me because they had gained it already. So their pain, my gain. So we got to remember this. The generation that came before us has so much to offer. And we would not be in these platforms had it not been by those sisters and brothers. And you use a term that I really like, kings and queens. Because in my belief, we are. That's how we were created, right? We get all messed up
Mm-hmm.
with the other stuff because life hits you, right? And our interpretation of how life hit us and why and blah, 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 then starts determining where we're going. But there's a comma. There's a comma there. Welcome, Margarita. And you know what? You're not going to believe this because, biggest supporter, you were just saying this. This is my mama.
Hi, mommy.
That's my mama. My mama don't play games. She got a chancleta and she never misses. It don't matter how old you are. Okay. I was eating a lollipop yesterday. I don't have it, mommy. Don't worry. I was eating a lollipop in bed. I'm 53 years old. Check this out. And I made that little video last night. No makeup, no whatever. And she says to me, why are you eating a lollipop in bed? Do you know you have to brush your teeth again before you go to bed? Once a mother, Always a
Always.
mother. I'm 53 years old. Do you think she cares? She's not even 5 feet tall. And I'm terrified of that woman in the good way
Yes.
because she saved my life
Respect.
twice. Twice. So those moments that you get to have with your mom, I'm in my bed, we're, on WhatsApp and, doing all of that. And she's yelling at me because I'm having a lollipop. She's like,
Wow.
what's wrong with you? Have not taught you better. You got to brush your teeth now. I'm 53 years old. I'm not going to tell you if I brush my teeth or not, mommy.
Love
Um,
it.
but we with us have the author of Noon Jewels. But here's an interesting thing. This book is just a sprinkle. This woman that you see right here, may I
Yes.
say this woman without the doc for a
Yes.
moment,
Yes. Yes, you may.
has produced. Brothers and sisters, we should all be producing. We should all be creating our stories. We should all be designing. We should all be screaming out there what we see as ill so then we can heal. Tell us about how the freak you get into the HBO business. Fearless. Fearless. How do you do this?
doing doing the I executive produce The Bully. The Bully is um my HBO award winning um film that my daughter wrote. My daughter I was managing, who is an artist, a writer, a hip hop artist, singer, and my brother and I produced the film. She created this song, and we were going to shoot a video, and the director and my brother was like, my no, not the director. My brother was like, we should make this a movie. We should make this a short movie instead of like the way she wrote it. It was so vivid and um laid out. So we decided to shoot a short film in addition to the music video. And that is where the Stop Bullying Project, another one of my bright ideas, derived from. The Bully. We were selected in HBO. We won. We were selected with the People's Film Festival, Mount
Okay,
Vernon
let's
Film
go
Festival.
back, Doc. We're going back to Doc. You see how she's saying it? We were selected by HBO and we won.
No, it was a lot of hard work. I was out there busting my behind, trial and error. Listen, I Googled myself this morning, and I'm just
Wow.
like, some say Google yourself. So I just Google myself, and because it's not something I do often, and I start seeing things that I forgot about that I did,
Mm-hmm.
and my LinkedIn page that I'm never on,
Me neither.
and it's it's like it has my bio up there, and 10 years. It's been 10 years for my entertainment company. It's been 10 years for
My
minding my own
entertainment
business.
company. My entertainment
Yeah, it's
company.
been. But look, God, listen, this is the jewel. God will set you up for things you don't even know that you need way before you need them. He's preparing you and setting you up. Because guess what? I learned through trial and error. I didn't always know what I was doing. You looking at a woman that jumped out there. I jumped out there. And every title that you see in that,
Every name of anything I founded or created or done was well thought out before I
I had to feel it and own it and know that it was mine. Minding my own business is my entertainment company. A lot of people don't know that. Unless you booked my film and you wrote me a check, you don't know that my
entertainment company because I don't talk about M.
We're losing your audio.
losing my audio.
No, that's even better. So while she gets her audio together, I just want you to know that the comments are here. People are already sharing. But
You hear me now?
listen to this. I can hear you.
Okay.
Listen to this. So she little by little, this is how I know I'm good at what I do. Little by little, she gonna be like that. I ain't talking to that woman anymore. She too cocky. They say, what do they say? Own your stuff, right? I
Yes.
own my struggle. I own my brain injury. I own my mental health. I own it all. I own my activism. I own it all. I own my tears. I have the bad days. I still make my videos and tell people, bad day. I know I'm not gonna stay here, but my own minding my own business. I mean, I would have never even thought of that. We got Mokoyomba here, who happens to be my baby, literally my baby. And she says, I love you, Ma. I'm in mid shift, my baby. Um, so you got Marisol here, who met you. She was the only blonde, I think, who was there, and you can't miss Marisol. She's
Hi,
like the sunshine.
Marisol.
She like the sunshine. You can't miss the sun,
Listen,
you
you
know.
guys are never getting rid of me. Let me just put that out there really quickly. We are family for life. You listen, all the ladies were dope. I don't take credit away
Oh
for
my
all
God.
the ladies, but you and your squad,
My
yo,
girls.
the hugs that I got and the love that I got from you ladies really showed me that stereotypes don't matter. What people say doesn't matter. It's all about the real and the heart. And when it's real and you connect and you see another woman, it's not about our skin color, what we look like. It's all about who we are, what we feel. And that connection is real. I will never forget the connection and embrace that I got from you and the ladies.
That's awesome. We're
It
we're
was like I was with the Golden Girls.
and I'm the oldest one.
It was like I was with the Golden Girls. It was just like I couldn't. It was just I can't even put a name on. We don't even know what we need.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know what we need. God knows every moment, every plan, every setup in our life, what he set us up for, who he put us in alignment with. I told Mio, when Mio said she's doing the event, I said, I'm coming. She said, you coming? I'm coming. I can't afford your price. I'm coming. I'm
Mm.
coming. There's some women there that need us to do this, Mio. Don't worry about it. I'm coming. Don't worry about my price. I'm coming.
And it's so interesting because it is so important that women, because we have been pillars for so long, so long, that we engage with one another. But let's not forget our men. And I really liked your message when it comes down to that. I happen to share my life with an amazing man. I happen to get all the support from an amazing man, who thinks I'm crazy, and that's what he loves. But if the day he stops thinking I'm crazy, then I'm getting a divorce, because that means he don't know who I am anymore. Um, but good afternoon, Delira. This is another powerhouse in our community. What I really want people to hear, Doc, that you offer in your book, and I know this is just like sprinkles, so we got to have you back. You got to come. Maybe we can afford your prices. We have surprises around here in Lily Sin Barreras all the time. Maybe we can't, so we'll have to like negotiate, hustle, bake. I don't know.
Listen,
Um,
God will make a way. I'm coming.
Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever feeds your soul, is not your brain all the time. Because, your brain is, it's like clouds. They go back. It tells you, yes, no, you're not worthy, blah, blah, blah,
And
blah,
it'll
blah.
trick you.
And it will trip you up too. I've
Yeah.
had moments where I go, God, don't let me act on that. I call it the monkey in my head. Those who have been to my trainings know the monkey in my head. I have some friends who are like, oh God, the monkey in my head, because it's caught on. Whatever feeds your soul, chase it down and keep it on the menu. Why am I repeating this one? You heard this one before. Keep it on the menu.
Yes.
What is your life built like? I'm assessing all the time. The older I get, the smarter I get about assessing. The more tools I get about how do I do that. And that's why, Doc, people like you are so important to relate to hear the body of work, to say, she looks like me. She's had similar struggles. And look what she has been able to do. Not to copy anybody, because you will always be a bad copy of anybody else. Don't
Yeah.
even try it. I tell people all the time, if you want your house to be badly painted, you ask me to come. And that's what I can guarantee you, that I will mess it up. I'll mess that painting job. I'll show up, but I'm going to mess it up for you. So I know what my limitations are. I know where my creative side is and where it isn't. And you want a good meal? You call me. I'm a good cook. I love to clean, and that's crazy. But here's another one. Note to self. How many of you make a note to yourself? All right, don't forget this, because this is part of the end contest. And, whatever your answer is, Doc, who doesn't know this, will judge your answer. No, she won't judge your answer. She will pick the winner. Okay. Note to self. Sometimes we have to pause from assisting others and say, I like
You
the
know what?
comma.
I'm going through my own shit. I'm going through my own shit.
Sometimes we have to pause from assisting others and say, comma, look, you're going through your own shit. Okay. So it is so important for us to take note. I was telling my husband after the show, I need a nap because I have a 3:30 and he doesn't even blink. I'm not a napper. I do really bad at napping unless I'm in the island. Me, that means Puerto Rico. But note to self, it is so common for us to be feeding people all the time. I got to be here. I got to be there. And we end up being like, a piece of gum. We're stretched so far, you know, and then we don't even know where we are. We're
And
all over the
always
place.
getting back to us.
Yeah. And, and nobody's pouring onto you. Nobody's calling you and saying, hey, how you doing? How can I help? I heard you're doing this. I'm not really good at that, but can I make some phone calls? Can I do
Nobody.
this? And so then what I tell people here all the time is you need your tribe. Know who's your tribe. Know who's with you. Know who's with you and for you. Not the people that go to the events to get all the business cards that they can. They're not with you. They're there to network. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. But I know why you're there. As long as I know that you're there and what you're there for. Cool. Come and get all your networking and do that. But then you miss the point of why we're gathering, right? So people can also, when I met you, I thought the book is awesome. I started looking through it. The book is awesome. But when I heard you speak, I thought, she's not afraid of her pain. She's not scared of her pain.
I lived with it so long. I
So,
lived with it so long. And God makes me vulnerable. The more I share my pain, the more I heal. The
mm,
more I help. The more I unshackle another sister. The more I bring another sister outside. People think She Outside movement is just about women being out the house. It's not. It's
mm-mm,
deeper than that. This is me coming out and telling you that it took me, I'm 45, it took me about 40 years to be outside. I'm carrying bags. I'm carrying 45 years of things that I've just begun to unpack. I'm
mm,
unpacking and I'm outside now. So I need the world to know that there's other women inside. She needs to be outside too. So to all my sisters that are out there, domestic violence, homelessness, teen moms, abuse, sexual abuse, addiction, coming from narcissistic relationships, we outside. And for the sisters that are outside, I'm getting women from all over the world. This movement is going to be global. It's going to be bigger than anything I've ever done because it's going to have women who have been there, that are outside, that recognize our sisters that are inside, and we coming in to get y'all like firefighters in a fire. You see a house on a fire? You see a house burning? The fire department, they pull up, they go inside. It's their duty to go inside and save lives and to bring you out of that fire. We going in there and we bringing our sisters outside. It's time to come outside.
I don't know how many of you can grasp this idea, but I can visualize, I don't know about you guys, if I close my eyes, I can visualize a troop of women going to get their sisters. And
Yes.
we are focused, and I've seen it all the time. And I get asked this question all the time. Are you afraid because you show this woman, that woman? No, because my blessing is my blessing, your blessing is your blessing, but together we're a band. We play some really good music, is what I tell people. But you have to be able to celebrate others people's joy, other people's, coming out of the house. As someone who suffers from depression, I tell people all the time when they call me looking for my advice and all of that kind of stuff, I said, did you take a shower today? Yeah. Bingo. You did something today. Did you get something in your body to eat? Bingo. You did something today. Because we take these tasks as small little things, but you don't get to the other side without those little tasks. You can't get out of the house
That's
without those
right.
little tasks. And so progress to people is, oh, I'm on the other side already, so people don't want to move. I'm like, there's a reason why people are not moving.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find out the reason why people are not moving. Doc,
Yes.
when you put this film together and collaborate in this film, and here you are at HBO, what's happening in your head and in your soul and in your spirit? I mean, like,
I'm listening to
really.
God. Surprise the struggling, God told me to do that. The bully, God told me to do that. The bully was the first time I heard God's voice and knew God said do that. The
So
bully
you're a
film
woman.
was the first time. I heard God's voice before, of course, but I'm saying the first time where I could honestly say he told me to do something and I did it and put my faith in him and it and trusted the process. And after I heard his voice that time, I then knew when it was God's voice telling me to act on things. Like Neo saying, come up there,
People keep calling.
talking chat. I don't know why these things are coming through when I press do not
This is
disturb.
the kind of show we are. That's why I laugh, because this happens to everybody.
And I have another phone. But that was the first time I was able to hear God's voice when he told me to do something and act on it. And it didn't matter what circumstances, who it affected, what went on around me, how much my deceased, the significant other didn't want me to do it, didn't want me to be a part of it, criticized me, belittled me, cursed me out. I went through all types of things when I began hearing God's voice. People eliminated themselves. And the more I heard his voice and I acted on his voice, do this. Don't worry about how it's going to happen, how it will be funded. Do it. Surprise the struggling. Do it. How? Do it. The woman you once was, go help her. The teen mom, help her. All the things I've been through, domestic violence, help her. Chemically addicted parents, help those young girls. Abuse, help those young girls. You have to help them. Homelessness, help those women. I use you as a tool so you can gain the experience and the tough skin. Now get out there and help them. So I was compelled to make these things happen. I went through the experiences to make these things happen on my own dime. I never worry about how I'm going to eat, where I'm going to live, what's going to happen, because I know what I do. I know that I work for God. I know that I'm a vessel. So I know I'm good. I know I'm good. Even in a
Man,
dark hour, I'm good. I know it won't be dark for long. I know I won't be in this painful situation for long. I was angry with grief. Don't get me wrong. I was angry to endure that experience as if I hadn't gone through enough. Like, God, I've been all these other women. I just haven't been a drug abuser. I haven't been a prostitute. I haven't lost my kids to the system. I haven't been to prison. There's some things I haven't done, but there's a lot of things I've been through. Why do I have to put this on my resume now? Now I'm running into women whose husbands died, girlfriends who lost their boyfriends. Now I'm ministering to them. I'm attracting those people. Now you go out there, do a grief circle. Now I got to expose my vulnerability to the world publicly through a grief circle. And I'm talking and helping and healing and pulling in people who are grieving too. And they don't want to leave their house, but they need someone that looks like them to pull them out. So I'm the poster girl. Now you get out there on your platform and you cry and you tell them what grief looks like, what it feels like. That is where time doesn't heal all wounds, acceptance does. Comes from him dying. I wasn't worrying about time healing wounds because I didn't have a wound deep enough to care about at that moment. But I went through those experiences with losing him. Now I know time doesn't heal all wounds. Now I know grief is a lonely road. How do I know? Because I'm on that road. And it is lonely. When the funeral's over, when the family leaves, when nobody's around, it's just you. And it's very lonely. It's still lonely. It's 3 years and it's lonely. And I'm still going. So I recognize that I have to pause, break. I need a retreat. I need to go to another country. I need to be in Costa Rica. I need just the ability to unplug and unpack 40 years in about 4 weeks. I'm only asking for like 4 weeks. I just need like 4 weeks to feel
Which
my
is
feelings,
nothing.
to go through what I've gone through, to put all of those things together because I am someone who haven't stopped. There was breaks, there was hurdles, there were obstacles, there were things, but she has not stopped. And this is how I met you because I don't stop. I refuse to stop. I refuse to stay where I was. I refuse to chase people. I refuse to beg for an opportunity. I create my opportunities. No one wants to give them to me. I create them. I create them. I put myself out there. I don't stop creating and innovating and communicating my strengths. But I'm not perfect.
Thank
I'm not
God.
perfect. I'm imperfect. I go through different things. Right now I'm struggling and I'm battling with the fact that my boys don't have a dad and they have to go the rest of their lives without one. And what if I never meet a man who loved me enough to love my kids enough as if they were his own, genuinely? How unfair to me it is for them to experience that from a young girl who went through that her whole life, losing my father at 12. I didn't have uncles at that time that stepped in and said, we know your dad is no longer here. We are here to assist you, show you, shape you, coach you. This is what a man looks like. This is what a man should not do. You shouldn't be touched here. You shouldn't be touched there. You should be treated this way. We're here to protect you. No one protected me.
Yeah, you are listening to
No one protected me.
a little bit about,
And I
and I
still
don't.
need my dad. I need my dad. I still need my dad. My son is 12 years old. He needs his dad.
I hope you all are listening and taking note. And did you see the change in Doc when she came in? And as our conversation has continued, now you saw her excited, you saw her motivated. Now you're seeing the pain in her face. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, and I'm talking to all of you, and when you see this again, do not disregard that because someone is in the hurdle and someone is in the hustle, that they don't feel pain, that they don't need you, that they don't need that hug, that they don't need you to say, I appreciate you. And those are one of the things that I heard from Doc. She gave me a hug, didn't know me from Adam, and she said, I appreciate you. And that day, she had no idea that in my life, fire was burning all over me. Fire was burning all over me. I was holding on to my phone, hoping that the news that I was going to receive was not tragic. But you gave me that hug and you said, I appreciate you. And my sisters, all of my sisters didn't know what was going on. One sister that was there with me knew, but the other ones did not know until we went out to dinner. But when you hugged me, you said, I appreciate you. And I took that as she can see me, she can hear me. And that is so powerful. Those what my trainings are named. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you see me? That's what I train on. How can we see people? How can we hear them? Because we love to talk, but man, we're bad listeners. I tell that to people all the time. People sometimes say, Lily, are you hearing me? I'm like, literally, I'm
I
listening.
saw you and I felt you. I saw
You
you.
definitely made me feel,
You don't know
and
what you did for me though. You have no idea what your hug did for me. And this is what I'm saying. Like when I left the park that day, I poured out so much that was my first time experiencing an empty me feeling like an empty vessel. I gave
mm,
everything. And I just felt like I just needed to be at a spa. I needed a massage. My body, everything was just I was just exhausted. I couldn't even drive from the waterfront. Mama B drove the car and I just fell out in the back. Like I really gave all that I have because I'm a firm believer in you be there for those who are there for you. I'm there for people that ain't even there for me. So imagine what I do for people that are there for me. You go hard and you show those people that we got to pull people out. We got to pull people out. And I don't get enough hugs. So I know a good hug when I get one.
I'm so blessed that I was able to do that. But it was mutual, so it was electric for me. And that day
Yes.
was things were hot. Like I had to stay
Y'all
still
bless my life.
and do. Oh, my girls are amazing. And I'm blessed because we have met, most of us have met in crisis. Puerto Rico, the hurricane hit, we came together. We serve our brothers and sisters who are on shelter, homeless, or couch surfing, and we hit the streets. It comes out of my car, it comes out of
And
my
I, and
truck,
and
and I don't
surprise the
ask for
struggling.
permission.
Surprise the
But
struggling donated to Puerto Rico too. We
yeah,
send
no,
barrels to Puerto Rico.
thank you so much. But it was
Yep.
all through tragedy that we didn't run away from. And my family, majority of my family is in the island, but my family was safe. But the folks that were coming here were not safe. So they needed us to
Right.
respond because the system was not ready for any of that. And that's a whole different political conversation. But here I want you guys to start thinking about what has Doc said today that impacted you. And that is where our sponsors give us a little bit of money to throw out there so you can either get your nails done, pay a bill, do whatever you want,
Oh,
sponsor
I
somebody. We
didn't have
always
to do that.
no, we do that every show. Our sponsors are really good. We have a lot of silent sponsors. They want this conversation to continue. Your video will also be on YouTube, so you can go and share with people. I'm always asking people to give us the likes and get us at least to 500 because we will get a grant of $500 if we get on YouTube up to 500. And to a lot of people, that's nothing. I'm like, in my walk, it's a lot. I can buy a lot of
Yeah.
food with $500, and I can also
Amen.
buy clothes, underwears, what people never think about. My crew knows it.
Hmm.
Underwears and t-shirts. And you know this, Doc, because you do toiletries for women. You know how valuable these things that most of us don't even think about, right?
Last night, I gave a woman a box. She was so happy.
And how can you make someone see? This is what I tell people all the time. You think you're not doing anything, but then you were that angel for somebody else. Because you're
She got
thinking,
a
well,
box, and she's so happy. She got a pocketbook with toiletries. She got 2 new suits. She got her some outfits. She said, I'm putting my waist trainer on, girl." She texted me. So she putting
that's
her waist trainer
amazing.
on. She got some suits to start her work week off. I got some people, more people donating, sending me stuff for her. She gave me her shoe size. She's like a 6, 10, 10, 11 waist. So this is what God created. This is what God put me through all my trials, tribulations, and trauma.
So, what you're listening from the doc, I hope that we're going to put all of her information up for you so you can have it. You know that an hour is not enough to bring powerful women like her. And I use the word powerful because to get to the other side, you have to use every inch of energy. And when you are leading a household and when you have little ones looking at you, or not so little ones, because mine are grown, um, if you will. My babies are always my babies. I got 2 grandchildren, looking at us and spending time with us, and we hear their pain, we hear their challenges. My oldest grandchild, we have had to talk about bullying and how to handle it, and not to become what you hate. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to do that,
Yeah.
right? To
Mm-hmm.
become what you hate. It's quick. It's like that. So here's another, and this book I'm telling you is definitely something you can work on, work on, work on, work on, work on, work on. I suggest purchasing the book, if you will, and making copies of the note area. No, literally making copies of it, doing your own diary, because you want to go back and back. I did a couple of the exercises. I was like, oh, I got to go back. There's one more thing I forgot. There's one more thing. Leaders move in silence. I always say this. Leaders move in silence. And what I say all the time is those who lead are too busy working. So you may not see them for a little bit because they're too busy working. When they
Mm-hmm.
come out, you go, where the heck did they come out? Well, they were too busy working. Now they're ready to serve. Serve in your eyes, right? Because now you can see them. Leaders move in silence and make noise when the leaders, they create. So if you're not sharing, if you're not pouring into people and you think you have to be the only knowledgeable person, if you're the smartest person and to steal from Les Brown, if you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group.
Yes.
Thanks to Les
Certainly.
Brown, who I really hope someday to just hear him laugh in person. That's all I want, to hear Les Brown's musical laughter close to my ears, because the man has a laughter that just makes you laugh. He could be making fun of
Yes.
me. I don't care. Um, Doc, in your opinion, we're gonna have some comments here. What did you learn from Doc today that you're gonna take away? I know you guys are gonna bombard. You're gonna look at her web pages. The girl has more than one. I never heard of
The
that.
girl got
She
too
got
much going on. Just
the
go
girl
to my
has
link
a
tree.
lot going on. They're
It'll bring
different
you there.
pages, different emails, different, which gives, I love it because it gives you the opportunity to choose where you want to invest. So
You
if
know
you're
what,
into,
Lily? I had no other way to be because there's so many different parts of me. And this is why I had to do Noon Jewels, pieces of
why are they
me.
noon? Why are they noon, Doc?
The Noon Jewels are noon because years ago I started Noon Jewels at 12 noon. I would go on Facebook and I would drop a jewel at noon, every day at noon. And that
Wow.
is where Noon Jewels came from. God gave me the name, of course, but I said Noon Jewels. What do Noon Jewels? I used to do bully talk, on empowering videos, things like that. Always did motivational quotes and stuff like that. And I said, I gotta do Noon Jewels. I'm pick a time. So 12 o'clock is gonna be my time. It's gonna be noon, and I'm gonna drop jewels at noon. So I started doing that over the years, over the years, over the years. And I decided that I wanted to make my first book compilation of jewels.
Well,
And then I
I'm very
decided
happy.
that I wanted to put many chapters in there because I don't want to make that boring book that you're reading and you fall asleep because it's too much. I want
The
to
one
give
I throw
people,
away.
yes, just enough. I want to give them just enough where it hits you. Boom. Then you have enough to move on with your day, and you can come back and grab another jewel, and that jewel will hold you down. Like if you made it to the end, I put a jewel a day for 31 days, right?
I was just looking at it. I was just looking at it. Yeah, you have to really, really, and I use you have to because self-care is so important. This book is really about, to me, Doc, you tell me how you, if you feel differently, it's really about looking inside, doing your work. It's really about, we all have daddy issues.
Yes.
I love my dad. My dad and I are tight. But my dad, he would tell you himself, so this is not a secret. He was an active alcoholic for a long, long time, not into his 60s. But I have this affinity with my dad. And it's not explainable because in the natural, you're thinking, hey, he was a drunk. What the heck do you want with that drunk man? My mom was so smart to divorce him when she did. So that was the only way for her to save herself. So nobody was wrong. My father was ill. But for some reason, I was so attracted. And I thought I was the savior of my dad.
Mm.
But I thought as a little girl that daddy needed me more. So I was a little bit disloyal to the mama who fed me, clothed me, took care of me all the time. So it was just now that you are in this mature thing, now that I'm hiding my gray, because I'm vain as the next sister. Now I'm hiding my gray. I go, damn, that must have hurt mom a lot. That must have hurt my mother. I feed you, I
Right.
clothe you, I take care of you, I do all this stuff, and you want to be across the state taking care of your daddy over there. But that's how it went. But I want you guys to think about this book as a working book, as a book that you can sit down with your brothers and sisters and go through it. If you have young women, young men
That's
in
what I
your
wanted
life.
women to be able to do. I want the young women and the men, and I have so many plans for Noon Jules that I,
Mm,
I I just want God to continue to use me, continue to impact the lives of the readers, to the people that pick it up. It's very near and dear to me. Those are my natural raw thoughts and emotions and truths that I'm sharing. No ghostwriter. That's all me. And I wanted people to be able to take that and reflect. Oh, I've been there, or I've been through that, or the young ladies and the young mothers, and the homeless women and the women who've survived. Oh, I've been there too. Look at me now. Look what I've done. If she could do it, I could do it. Let me reflect on that quote. I have daddy issues. I'm still under the grace and above the storm too.
it's
All those
incredible.
people. Yeah,
It's
that is for
incredible.
them. It's for them.
I have to tell everybody I'm waiting for your answers, but meanwhile, because you are going to get some of this stuff and you may not get some of this stuff depending on how you see the video. Um, on page 247, I like to give people the page so when they buy the book, they already have their notes going, I want to see what Lily said on 247. And you might be inspired for something else. I was inspired for pretty much
And
what
if
I
and
did.
if you buy my book, please purchase the autograph copy option so I can sign it. I
Oh,
have it on
my,
Amazon as well. I have it on Amazon, and I also have it on my Noon Jules boutique is open now. So they can go to noonjules.com and purchase Noon Jules. Or
we're
they
going to
can go
have
to
our guys put it all up for
yeah,
everybody.
they
But,
can go
but
on there and I can autograph the copy specifically. If they go on Amazon, there's no autograph. I was
Yo,
really
buy it from
primarily
her
for my
store.
overseas
Buy it from
followers.
her store. Buy it from her store so people can grow. But here is on, I said 247 while you guys decide, and then I'll tell you everybody that's here in the comments that they have. I've kept you a little bit longer, Doc. I'm sorry about that, but not my fault that you're great. That's your fault. Daily night affirmations. 7 things you are grateful for. This is so important. I have a blessing little book that I have, and I do every night. I do a couple of things that I'm grateful for. But during the day, my notebook has 2 sides, right? left to my notebook is all the blessings that I acquired during the day, like this opportunity. Somebody called me, I laughed with a girlfriend, my husband made me breakfast, whatever it is, the kids are good, whatever it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, First, write a letter to your younger self. Doc, I will tell you that you're going to need to train me on that, because here's my response to my younger self. Damn, you came out, girl. That's all I got. That's all I got. So I have to learn. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all I got. I've tried to do it several times, and I can't get in touch with
Cause she not ready yet. She's still inside. It's all right. She's still inside.
but I have to admit to everybody that that's all I get. I'm like, damn, girl, you got to the other side. You got not, and in those days the other side was very different to who it might be today or whatever. But when I think about that skinny little girl who thought, Pat Benatar was her sister, and had all the blue eyeshadow that Pat Benatar did not have as much eyeshadow as I did. I just want her to know that I had a lot more blue eyeshadow than she does. Um, so I have some of those pictures that I wonder if I had friends. Forgiving those who hurt you, for forgiving yourself for hurting yourself. This is so important. If you are still holding on to what you did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, yesterday, forgiving
Yes.
yourself is so, so important. And I know it sounds cliche to a lot of people, but it isn't. So if you got to put it in your notebook, if you got to put it in your phone, whatever time. So, Doc, here we go. We have for you, we have Ketsi Garcia from Puerto Rico. Ketsi, we actually have a donation of $100 for your daughter who is on the volleyball team in Puerto Rico. And Ketsi has an amazing, and I will post the thing. She is trying to get enough funding for the team of Puerto Rico that her daughter participates in. I love you, Ketsi. We were able to get you $100. We will continue talking to people. We have Jamarika Khan. I learned how to say this. And Jamari's from Nigeria. And he likes to watch our show. When I crack it in Spanish, he's like, oh, come back. Okay, we
Nice.
got my nosy husband, Luis Herrera, who I love to death. We have Wanda Adlers. We have Angélica García, que todavía está con nosotros. Madeline Leiva, who's with us. We have Casina Garia, who's with us. Saimal, who you have to meet. Saimal, if you want to meet a firecracker, you got to meet Saimi. Margarita Gonzalez, who you met, she is the queen of Spanish custard, which is called flan. You got my daughter in here, Mokoyomba. You got
I need some
Janisa
flan.
Jadira. Margie, there's your order. So you can contact the doc and make those arrangements. I'm talking like you've never had a flan until you had hers. I'm sorry. I must say it, not because I love her to pieces. So you have quite a few people. Feel free to share the show with Doc. Doc, now, what have you learned from Doc? And you take $50 from you. And there's a couple of comments already here. All right. So I love you, Ketsi. I love you, Margarita. But here's a comment that I think will touch your heart, Doc. It says, I learned from this woman that I can achieve whatever I want, although I'm scared. I want to learn more about her because she seems like a minister. Is she? That's a question, Doc.
Well, of course, I am a minister. I am one of God's vessels. I am,
We're losing you in the
I
camera,
call it,
Doc. Your
you
phone
got
is
me now.
loud. There you go. I got you now. Okay. She
I
wants to
call
know.
it, I call it, some people call it ministry. I call it mini streets.
She's on fire, y'all. You got to go on to all of this. And then I have a second answer. If anybody got 2 seconds to do the other. Mine would be, I'm so proud of you. Keep going. The stars are the limit. That's for you, Doc. So now I have a third one. I have never seen this woman before and I cannot believe it. I want her book, but I want several for my program. Please let me know where I can get it. And I definitely want her autograph.
Who's
so
that?
that's Jamile Sarita. So I suggest to all of you, just let us know. It would be our pleasure to sponsor a couple of books. We always do it on the show. I think that the team has to decide who gets these $50. So you guys decide who gets the $50. Doc, I want you to close us out. What's your message for your audience who's here today who will share this video? And I'm losing you again because you're tall and your phone is down.
You got me now?
I got you now. See, I've never have that problem because I'm short. No, I got half of you.
but but your personality is tall.
Yeah, no, but I'm short. I know that I'm short. So now we got all your face in there. So, what would be your closing message, Doc, for those who are here? Bring your whole face in here,
I
Doc.
would
We need to
say
see your eyes. We need to see your eyes because they're
I
so
would
expressive.
say I would, my eyes tell everything, right?
Ah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We still can't
I
see your
would
face.
say no. Now you got
Nope.
me.
Now I got you.
Okay. I would say life's not about how short we fall. It's about how tall we stand in our beliefs after tripping.
Oof.
I'm going to say it
Again,
3 times because
please.
Lily says 3 times. So, life's not about how short, because I'm a listener. I see you. Life's not about how short we fall. It's about how tall we stand in our beliefs after tripping. I'm going to say it again. Life's not about how short we fall. It's about how tall we stand in our beliefs after we've tripped, after tripping.
Woo.
So I need everyone who's tuning in today to know and understand that all the tripping that you've gone through and all the falling that you've gone through in life and the obstacles and the downs, it's not about that. Those things propel you to where it is God has created and designed your journey. Because your journey, don't compare yourself to other people. Stop
You're losing
comparing other
me,
people's
Doc, because
grass.
I only see half of your face.
Hold on.
There.
We're going to get this right. Here we go.
See? This is the attitude. This is
Got
what we
me?
need to. Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. So it's not about Tom, Dick, and Harry's grass. It's not about what they've gone through and what they got. It's about you. You may have gone through certain things. You may have been through difficult times. Look at me. I wrote that quote because I use myself as the poster girl all the time. I don't point to other people's issues and ups and downs and obstacles. I put me out there. So if I could believe and continue to lick my wounds and wipe myself off and get back up and say it's about how tall I stand in my beliefs after I done been on this floor, then you can do that too. No matter how dark it is right now. What part of the country that you're in? You in America, you in Puerto Rico, you in Africa, to my people all over the world. I have followers all over the world through my podcast, through the grace of God. Another thing he pushed me out there and told me to do, I need more people to hear your voice. I need more people to know you. Sometimes you got to create your own opportunities. Don't wait for people to bring you opportunities. Stop waiting for your friends to ride with you to that interview. You go by yourself. Don't got to ride, walk.
Take
If
the
you got
bus.
to walk, walk. If you got to take the bus, take the bus. While you on the bus, write down your goals, write down your vision, write down your dreams, write down your ambitions. Even in your darkest hour, you got $2 in your pocket. You still go out there and you still outbelieve everybody else. Outbelieve everybody else. Outbelieve is a word I created. It needs to go in the dictionary because you have to understand that there are people who are listening that will take what other people think about them to make
Mm-hmm.
their next move.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are waiting to be validated to act on their dream. It's the start that stops most people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're waiting. I need them to understand you don't need those people to validate you.
Nope.
You have to outbelieve everybody else. Your husband telling you you'll never be shit. You ain't never gonna make it. You never go nowhere. You're this, you're that. Outbelieve him. You gotta believe bigger than him. Nah, you lying. What you saying is not true. That's not true about me. This is not my life. I tell the devil that every time you try to creep into my mind, like you said, that monkey try to get into your head and tell you what God said ain't true, and you not great, and you ain't never gonna be nothing. And look at all these people winning, and you've been working 20 years. When is my turn? You're never gonna have a turn. That's not true. Never give up. Stand tall in your beliefs, even after you trip. Get back up. Stand tall in your beliefs. Outbelieve everybody. I need them to know that. Outbelieve everybody. Your mama, your sister, your brother, your kids, whoever's telling you you can't do it, outbelieve them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't do a better job than that. This is why she's a public speaker. This is why she's a producer. This is why she is where she is. She's using her pain for our gain. Let's respect it. Let's honor it. Let's share it with others. We're going to give you all of
If
the
I could
resources
do it, you can do it.
all the
If I
resources
could
that
come
we have.
outside, you could be outside.
And we want to come outside and we want to gather and do what we need to do together. I encourage all of you that if you remember the word she said and you can throw it in the box, we will sponsor a book for you. If you can remember, don't repeat it, Doc. If you can remember the word she said, okay, then you can get a book for free from Lily Sin Barreras. If you can remember the word that she said. I Thank you, Doc. I know we took longer than we programmed, but you
You're
have good
welcome,
sauce.
beautiful.
What can we do?
And
That's all your
Lily,
fault.
I want you to be I'm putting it out there in the universe, so you don't have to say yes. I'm just putting it out there. So I want you to be like the she outside chief for where you are.
Oof. I'm not gonna shower every day. I'm sorry, Doc. That's
It's
my joke with
okay.
everybody. That's my joke with everybody. I ain't gonna shower every day. God bless all of you. Don't forget what your dreams are. Stay strong, stay good. And when you are weak, call someone you can lean on. That does not make you weak. Silence is
Yes.
a killer. Looking for time to listen to yourself is okay. It will give you anxiety, it's discomfort because you think you should be on your phone, you should be answering that email, you should be, you should be, you should be, you should be. You will not be able to be until you start listening. God bless you guys. Stay in touch. We will have my team put up all of the emails that we have for Doc, all of the products
Yes.
that she has
And
that we
please
know
follow
about,
me. Follow me.
and follow her.
Facebook, Dr. Wilson, Dr. Jacquelyn Wilson. Instagram, Original Street Doctor. Surprise is struggling. Any of you ladies want to give purses or toiletries? Surprise is struggling. Stay connected. You need virtual coaching. You want to meet? Let me know. I'm reachable. I talk back.
Well, we're going to bring her back, Doc, if it's okay with you. And we're going to break down those programs you work on because I think people would be interested. God bless you. Drive safe. I know
God
you're
bless you.
driving
Peace and
wherever you're.
blessings, everyone.
See you guys
Bye,
next
guys.
week.